It's August and it's International Pirate Month. Today we're going to talk about Port Royal. Now, Port Royal was the capital of Jamaica in the 17th century for several decades until an earthquake hit in the year 1692, June the 7th, 1692. Leading up to that, over time it had become what was known as a pirate capital or a pirate bastion, what some called the wickedest city in the world. Buccaneers from all over the Caribbean would go and use it as a base of operations because it was strategic to the entire Spanish Main. It's estimated that the city was so bad at some point that of the 2,000 buildings that were in Port Royal, 1 out of every 4 was either a bar or a brothel. Doesn't sound too terrible to me, but for the rest of the world it really wasn't going over very well. In fact, when the island sank into the ocean, Cotton Mather, who you might know from the Salem witch trials, which had only started 6 months before the earthquake, came out to say that this was a sign from God and a punishment for their wicked ways. So between pirates sinking into the ocean and witches being hanged, Cotton Mather was having the best year ever. When the earthquake hit, nearly 2/3 of the city sank into the ocean. It actually liquefied. Not so much sank, but liquefied and just slipped out into the sea. The British, when they built on the sandy surface of Jamaica, decided to build these great bloody stone structures like they had in England, and everyone before them, the Spanish, the locals, would say, no, terrible idea, don't do that. British knew better, didn't they? So they built these huge things, sand turned into liquid, all the buildings went washing out into the sea. Most of them. Some of them remained long enough for the tidal wave to sweep over them. And some ships from the harbour literally came crashing down the streets into the houses. 2,000 people died. They say that there were fissures that opened, that swallowed people, swallowed them in half and crushed them, swallowed them under the sand and suffocated them. Some of them were even sucked into an underground river and spat out 2 or 3 miles away on the other side of the island. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Captain Morgan, Captain Henry Morgan, Sir Henry Morgan at the time, he had died in 1688, was buried near Port Royal, but when the earthquake hit, the graveyard with him and everyone in it liquefied and swept them all out in the ocean. And to this day, no one has any idea where he wound up. The earthquake occurred at about 11:43 in the morning, and they know that because of a pocket watch that was discovered in 1959, giving them the rough time of when that earthquake would have occurred. How they know it was morning instead of night, I've no idea. But that's what it was, 11:43. Port Royal never really recovered from that. They tried to rebuild the city several times. Another earthquake occurred, a fire occurred. Eventually the capital was moved to Kingston. Today there's just a shell of what it used to be. The wickedest city in the world. Mates, we hope you've been enjoying International Pirate Month. We hope you will click on the link to help us support feedingamerica.org. There is a link there, will take you straight to the page we've set up. We don't collect anything ourselves. Enter your PayPal information if you like, or credit card, and please make a donation in any amount you can. Every dollar helps to support 10 families. It is greatly appreciated, so please do what you can. Tell your friends. We'll see you tomorrow.